Day to all of you. You are welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we'll be talking about dealing with files. Dealing with files. Dealing with files. This is, I would say, the most important part and the most important lesson that you will have to watch and make sure you understand everything here for your own good. Make sure you understand everything here for your own good. If you don't understand anything, you can comment and let me know where your challenge is. Then we'll sort it out together. Okay? It is important. If you don't understand this step, it is better you don't take the lesson again. You'll have to find your way out or do the right thing in order to understand before you proceed. Because the website and everything that we are seeing is all about files. It's all about files. So this is the most important lesson in all of this series. It is the stepping stone, the foundation for you in order for you to understand whatsoever that we will be doing in later videos. You get it? In later videos. So for now, let's dive in. I'm Asante Patrick Romodel, and I'm still your facilitator just for the basics of HTML. Let's take it a bit further now. Okay, so what are we going to talk about in dealing with files? I think dealing is okay with us. Wait is also something we are used to, and files is also something we are used to. So already we are done with the topic. Is that also? Not too fast. Let's deal with it. Let's go in depth, okay? Okay, so now in dealing with files, what are some of the things we are going to talk about? The website is made up of different files. You get it? And you are able to maneuver your ways from one site to the other, from one site to the other, or from one web page to the other, from one file to the other. You get it? And this is by the help of this same lesson that we are considering. So because the website is made up of web pages, and these web pages need to be linked to each other so that they would be able to communicate. It is important, therefore, that we also take steps to understand how to link our files or our web pages in our website in order for them to be able to communicate and communicate with each other very well. That's key. It is key, please. So you take note. Now, then you have to organize your file. So whatever we are doing here, we'll try and organize our files in a certain manner or structure so that wherever we choose to upload our files to, the web browsers would be able to interpret whatsoever that we've written and give us the desired outcome and the desired result. Please, it is important. So this step, as I said earlier, is the most important of all. So let's say we are starting with this. Let's start. Now, we have to organize our files. Organize files. Is that also? Yes. We already know what a folder is. Folder is also sometimes called directory. So please, if you hear directory anywhere, it means the same thing as what? A folder. As a folder. Okay, so it's a folder or a directory. The first folder that we create, which contains any other thing or any other folder that we might create, we call it the root directory or the root folder. The root directory or the root what? Folder. Please, you take note of this. So when I say the root folder or the root directory, you should know what I'm talking of. You understand? Okay, let's take it a bit further. Then, okay, let's see how we are going to deal with these directories one after the other. So let's move on to the next page. Okay, let's say I have a root directory. In this course, we are going to deal with these directories. So the first of all, we will create a folder called rows consort. Rows hyphen consort. Rows hyphen consort. Please take note, I'm using small letters. Let me say this thing before I move on. You see, web browsers have the style of interpreting everything that we write in a certain manner. And for them to be able to run our code and understand them well, we need to suit what they really want. You get it? You might want to create all your file names or your folder names with caps lock, but it is not the best. If you are typing in and you decide to bring in just one lowercase letter in the file name or in the folder name, you will find yourself wanting. So I prefer that we always go by the small letters. Then, one important thing about hyphen and underscore. Underscore is good, and people love using them to separate words like this. Rows on one side, the consort on the other side. People will love to create it rows underscore consort to combine these two words. But I'm telling you, some web browsers, and I am not sure how to be able to tell you the specific ones, do interpret hyphens as just symbols, and we don't need symbols in the naming of a file or a folder. So please, you take key note with this. So whenever you are trying to name a file or a folder and you want to use two or more words, you bring hyphen in between or in between each and every word that you might try to combine. So please, that's it. That's one the letters, the cases of the letters, and the hyphen and the underscore, please. Okay, so let's take it a bit further. Okay, so in this rows consort, we'll create another folder, and this folder we'll call it test site. Okay, so let me move a bit upwards so that you understand. We have rows consort, under rows consort or inside of it we have test site. Inside of this test site, we'll be creating four different folders. So let me give arrows. So the first folder we'll be creating here is a folder called HTML. Please take note. HTML will be the folder that will contain all of our HTML files. It will contain all of our HTML files. Then our next one will be styles. This will contain all our CSS files. And the next thing will be scripts. This will contain all of our JavaScript files. Then the last one will be images, and this will contain all our image files. Please take key notes with this. You can create as many as you want. You get it, as many folders as you want, as many files as you want. But for the sake of clarity and understanding this topic, we are choosing to complicate things over here and make sure that we understand how to link them from one to the other. You get it? So please, it is key. Let's take it a bit further. Let's say in HTML, I have a file called index.html. Then in styles, let me draw this thing very well so that you also understand them very well. And also, that's it. So let me write my script. Then let me bring my arrow. Okay. So in styles, we'll be creating a file called style.css. In script, we will be creating a file called script. dot JS. I'm sure you are taking keynote. Please let me hammer on this before we take it a bit further. Let me hammer on this. You see, in HTML, the file inside HTML, we call it what? Index.html. Index.html. Whenever you are creating a file inside an HTML folder, or you are creating a file and you want that file to be HTML, then please you should give it the extension .html for web browsers to be able to recognize this file as HTML files, Please and please again, you should take note of this .html. You can also give it the extension .htm, but I always prefer the normal one .html in order to ensure that this thing is a reality. You get it? In order to ensure that we come into a reality with this. You get it? Okay. Then the next thing that I want you to take key note of is style.css. So the CSS symbolizes that we have a file which is a style. You get it? That's a CSS file. It is important for you to take key note of. Okay? Okay, so that's fine. Let's take it a bit further. We have script.js. So whenever you are creating a JavaScript file, you give it the extension .js. The extension .js. Please, and please again, the mistake that you will do with this will cost you great time, and you waste a whole lot of time on this if care is not taken. So please, you take note of this. The images, you can upload images into that one. Okay, so let's continue. Let's move on to the next page. Then we continue from there. Let me change the color of the pen. Then we can write something. So now I have index.html. Let me go back so that you comprehend very well what I'm trying to say. I have this. I have rows consort. Inside of rows consort, I have test site. Inside of test site, I have HTML, I have styles, I have scripts, and I have images. Is that also? Inside of HTML, I have index.html. Inside of styles, I have style.css. Inside of script, I have script.js. You should know that these are what? Files. And this one, HTML, style, scripts, and images are all what? Folders. Please, they are folders. So you take note of them. Let's take it a bit further now. Let's continue now. Okay. So let's see how we are going to link these files. Now, all our code will be written inside index.html. Index.html. So I'm now inside of index.html. If I want to link an image in the images folder, then this is the key. But before that, let me tell you this before we move on. Whenever you are in a folder and you would want to move outside the folder, you use this. You use 1, 2, then 3. What are you saying? Please, it seems my destiny is not coming well, but you will understand. You use first full stop, second full stop, then a backslash sign. Get it? That's out of what? A folder. Out of a folder. If I want to go inside a folder, I will just use 1. That's in. I want to go inside a folder. So please, going outside of a folder, you use 2 dots or 2 full stop sign and a backslash symbol. If you want to go inside it, you use a backslash symbol for this. You get it? For this. You should know that the backslash symbol always comes after the name of the folder you want to go inside. You get it? It always comes after the name of the folder you want to go inside. So for instance, let's say if I write something like this. If I write something like images. images, then with this slash, it means I'm going inside what? Images. I'm going inside images. But if I write something like this, 1, 2, 3, with let's say images, with images, then it means I'm going outside of what? Images. Let me enlarge this so that you will understand and understand well. So this is it. I have my, come here, come to view. Okay, so you can see I have the first full stop here, the second here, then I have my what? My slash, backward slash, you get it? Sign, then I have images. With this one, I just have images here, then with a slash sign, I hope you are understanding. Please, you take key note of this. It is important, very, very, very important, very, very important. So let's get back to our work. Let's get back. So as I said earlier on, this will be the way we will go. This will be the way we will go. So I want to go inside images. I will just create images and bring this over here. You get it? If I want to go outside of it, I will just bring the 2 dots, then the backward slash, then come out of it. You get it? So let's say, as I said earlier on, let's tackle it. We are in index.html. We want to go and take an image in images. Then it means that we'll have to come outside of HTML folder and go inside of what? Images folder, in order to be able to get the right image that we want to link over here. Please and please again, it is important. If you don't understand this, it is better you let me know. Then we'll know what to do to help you. You get me? You know what to do to help you. Please, it is important to me. Very, very, very important. Okay, so let's take it here and see how we'll be dealing with this. Let me clean this thing first, then we can move further. Okay, so now I'm index.html. Is that also fine? I want an image called, let's say, flyer inside of what? Images folder. They get it? Okay, now what will be my code for getting this flyer? Let's take that one over here. So first of all, index.html is in what? It's in which folder? It is in HTML folder. Will I get the flyer in HTML folder? No. So what am I supposed to do? I have to go outside of HTML folder. So going outside of HTML folder is what? 1, 2, 2, then this, then what? HTML. Is that also? So I'm now outside of what? HTML folder. What am I supposed to do? After going outside of HTML folder, then I will have to go inside of images. That was right. So images. Going inside of what? Images. Going inside of images. So if I go inside of images, then I said if you want to go inside something, you bring the what? The slash after the name of the folder. You get it? After the name of the folder. So inside of this, then I will go for the flyer image. Let's say flyer.jpg. You get it? .jpg. So this key, I will take it again if you don't understand. Let's come here. I'm inside index.html. Sorry for this. Index.html. Let me bring it a bit down. Okay. Index.html. Then also, here I am now. I've written my code and I want some image to add up. I know that index.html is inside of what? HTML folder. But my image file is not inside of what? This HTML folder. So I'll have to do what? Go outside of my HTML folder. And going outside, I'll do 1, 2, then slash, then HTML. Then I'll go inside my images. Then I'll get my flyer dot jpg. You should know that the jpg is just the extension for images. It can be jpg or png. So please, this is the code for me to get my flyer image. It is important. Very, very, very important. So that's it. Now, in getting this image, I have to write this thing, whatever I've written up here, inside an HTML element. When we start tackling the basics, you will get to understand it well. But because we have this thing here, I would like to introduce it. The HTML tag or element which helps you to link images is what we call this. You see the less than braces, then you have img inside of it. Img is the short form for image. You get it? So whenever you see something like this, you should know that we are writing or we are linking an image, or we are placing or putting, however you want it, we are putting an image inside of our file. You get it? So I have this. Then I have something we call the src. src is called the source of the image. src. So this is the short form for source. Source of the image is where the image is located. You get it? Where the image is located. And you have to give it an equal to sign, then give it either double quote or single quote. You get it? Double quote or single quote. After that, then we'll rewrite everything that we've written here inside this double quote or single quote that we have decided to use. So let's take it. 1, 2, then I have this. I have my HTML. Then also, then I go a bit further. I have my images. I go inside of this. Now get my flyer.jpg. I hope you understand it. .jpg. Let me clean this so that you see it well. You wouldn't tell me why I did that, what you wrote didn't see, so I decided to write anything on my own. No. So .jpg. Okay, so please, that's it. Then after this, you see I gave it a double quote opening here, so I'll have to close this double quote. I have closed it. Then I'll close my image tag or element. So this is the code that we will use to link our images to our files. You get it? Link our images to our file. For the sake of clarity, I would like to zoom in so that you see it well. You see it well. Let me take you to the size. So you see I have my images over here. You get it? I have my images. I have source. Then I have the opening quotation marks, double ones. Of course, let me bring it a bit upward so that you understand well. Okay, let me bring it a bit upward. I didn't want it to join this, but for the sake of clarity, this quotation mark. Okay, so that's it. After bringing it, then I have no where this thing I've gotten to, you will tell me it's on top of. No, so it has to be outside of our 2 dots. Okay, so we have this. Then we have, let me zoom it much more so that you will see. We have this. Let me clean this. This dot is not needed here. It's not needed here. Then, okay, so we have this. Let me go back so that you will see it well. Is this not our image? This is our image tag. Okay, we have the image tag. We have src, which is the source or the path or where our image is located. Then we have our double quote, which can be single quote if you want to. Then we have this first full stop, second full stop. then we have our backslash symbol, then we go outside of HTML. Is that not HTML? That's fine. Then after going outside of HTML, what else? The folder is not our file, our flyer image is not in HTML, so we have to go inside images. So going inside images is with this symbol. Is that not so? So images is this. Images is this. Okay, then go inside images, then we get our flyer dot jpg. Let me see if I can bring the full stop here for you to understand. Perfect dot jpg. So please, that's it. That is it. That is it. I hope it is clear to you now. Very clear, right? Very, very clear. Well done for understanding. Then the next thing. So we've learned how to link images to our files. Images to our files. Images to our files in this case. Then we'll take it a bit further now. We will take it a bit further now. Now, let's say, okay, let me go to the next page so that we get a full view. For this, let's say I'm still in index dot ht. Okay, let me bring this a bit down so that you get everything well. HTML. I'm inside of this. I still want to link my CSS file called style.css. Style.css. Okay, then let's see, how are we going to do it? First of all, we'll have to go outside of our, let me clean this, of our HTML folder. Is that also? We'll go outside with what? 2 full stops with our backslash. Then we go outside of HTML. Nice one. After going outside of it, we'll have to go inside our styles folder. Styles folder. Styles folder. You got it? After going inside our styles folder, then we'll have to go in and get our style dot css. Don't forget, we created a style.css file inside our styles folder. Inside our styles folder. Don't worry if you have forgotten. We'll go back so that you see and see it well. Forgive me for this. My pen is worrying me. Dot css. CSS. So let's see. Let's go upwards and see something. Let's go upwards and see something. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. Yes. Here we created this style.css. Created this style.css. Style.css. You get it? Okay. So we'll end here.